Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today with this video we are going to discuss about the Indian Institute of Management Amritsar. So here if we consider the overall selection process for the MBA program for the batch of 2025-2027 with the IIM Amritsar, then there are three stages. Like first is the minimum eligibility criteria, then second is the score calculation for the personal interview round, and third is the composite score calculation, and on that basis the finally selected list of candidates is done. So here if we consider the minimum eligibility criteria according to the category with the IIM Amritsar, that is the stage 1. So for the general and EWS category, it is 80 percentile in the quantitative ability section, 75 percentile in the DLR and VRC, and overall it is 90 percentile with your CAT entrance examination. Then if we consider it for the NCOBC, it is 65 percentile with the quantitative ability, 60 percentile with the VRC and DLR, and overall it is 80 percentile with your CAT 2024 entrance examination score. If we consider it for the SC category, it is 55 percentile in the quantitative ability, 50 percentile in the DLR and VRC, and 55 percentile overall with your CAT 2024 entrance examination score. For ST and PWD category, it is 35 percentile section wise and overall it is 40 percentile. So basically this is the minimum eligibility criteria for the CAT 2024 score. Then there is the rating score according to your range of marks for your graduation. Like if your percentage are more than 90, for that there is a rating score of 5. If it ranges in between 80 to 90, for that there is 4. If it ranges in between 70 to 80, for that there is 3. If it is in between 65 to 70, 2, and if it is in between 55 to 65, there is 1 rating score. So this is the application rating score for the graduation. Now if we consider the score calculation, then here 50% weightage is given to the CAT score, then 10% weightage is given to the class 10th marks, 10% weightage is given for the class 12th marks, 5% weightage is given for the graduation, and 10% weightage is given for the gender diversity, and 15% weightage is given for the work experience. And on this basis the score is calculated and the students are shortlisted for the personal interview round. Now if we consider the final selection of the candidates, so in that 70% weightage is given to the interview, then 10% weightage is given to the work experience, 10% weightage is given for the gender diversity, and 10% weightage is given for the academic diversity. Like this way the composite score is calculated, and if we consider the aggregate score, then 0.6 into pre-personal interview score plus 0.4 into post-personal interview score. So this formula is used and then the final score is calculated, and on that basis the finally selected list of candidates is done with the Indian Institute of Management Amritsar. So this is all about the overall admission process with the Indian Institute of Management Amritsar. Now if we consider the overall batch profile for the batch of 2023-2025 with the Indian Institute of Management Amritsar, so overall there are 320 total number of students are over there. If we consider the educational background of the candidates, 30% students are from the BCom, BA, BBA and BSc. Then 14% students have the educational background in CSE, Analytics and IT. 12% candidates have the educational background from the Electrical and Electronics. 12% candidates are from the Mechanical. Then 10% candidates are from the Civil Engineering. 7% are from the Accounts, Finance and Banking. And 15% candidates have the academic background other than all of this. If we consider the gender ratio, then 83% candidates are the male candidates and 17% candidates are the female candidates. If we consider the average work experience months, it is 28 months. And if we consider the experience wise split for the candidates, then there are overall 60% candidates are the freshers, 11% candidates have the work experience ranging in between 1 to 11 months, 8% candidates have the work experience ranging in between 12 to 23 months, 7% candidates have the work experience ranging in between 24 to 35 months, 6% candidates have the work experience ranging in between 36 to 47 months, and 8% candidates have the work experience of more than 48 months. Here if we consider the sector-wise work experience the candidates have, 34% candidates are from the Analytics, IT and Telecom. Then 25% candidates are from the Manufacturing, Engineering and Construction. 10% candidates are from the EdTech. Then 6% candidates are from the Healthcare, Hospitality and Pharma. 5% candidates are from the FMCG, FMCD and Retail. 4% candidates are from the Banking and Financial, and 16% candidates have the work experience of other than all of these domains. So this is all about the overall batch profile. Now if we consider the overall placements, so more than 200 plus number of recruiters were over there in the campus 40 plus number of new recruiters were over there. If we consider the highest stipend offered, it is 2.75 lakhs and the top quartile average, it is 1.34 lakhs. Here if we consider the industry-wise distribution with the placements, then 34% placements were from the BFSI sector, 12% placements were from the IT, technology and analytics, 17% placements were from the education, 10% placements were from the manufacturing and logistics, 8% placements were from the consulting, then 8% placements were from the e-commerce, retail and advertising, 4% placements were from the FMCG and FMCD, then 4% placements were from the healthcare and 3% placements were from the domain other than all of this. Here if we consider the overall domain-wise distribution, 41% placements were from the sales and marketing domain, 31% placements were from the finance domain, 11% placements were from the consulting and strategy, then 4% placements were from the IT and analytics, 4% placements were from the operations and supply chain management, 4% placements were from the human resource, 3% were from the general management and 2% were from the project management. So this is all about the placements for the batch of 2023-2025. Now if we consider the placements for the batch of 2022-2024, so overall 281 number of students were over there, more than 105 number of recruiters were over there in the companies. If we consider the highest stipend offered, it is 2.40 lakhs. Then the top quartile average, it is 1.25 lakhs. Average stipend offered was 82,000 and the median stipend offered was 70,000. If we consider the domain-wise distribution for the placements, 34% placements were from the sales and marketing domain, 15% were from this research, then 11% were from the operations and supply chain management, then 10% were from the consulting and strategy, 9% were from the finance, 7% were from the IT and analytics, 7% from the HRM and 6% from the product. If we consider the industry-wise distribution, 30% placements were from the BFSI, 16% placements were from the e-commerce, retail and advertising, then 15% from the IT, technology and analytics, then 12% from the manufacturing and logistics, 7% were from the development and construction, 7% were from the consulting, then 6% were from the FMCG and FMCD. Then if we consider 4% were from the education and 2% candidates of the placement other than all of these sectors. So this is all about the overall placement for the batch of 2022-2024 with the Indian Institute of Management Amritsar. So this is all about the Indian Institute of Management Amritsar. If you have any doubts and queries in this, you can just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video.